Hi, I'm Jeremy Crosby.
And I'm Nick Boucher. We're your hosts for the program that's all about your city, Talking Fitchburg.
Every weekday, we pull together the news, events, and information you need to stay on top of what's happening in the city of Fitchburg.
Find Talking Fitchburg on cable TV, Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, and our live stream on the web. Plus, you can find all our headlines and stories on Facebook, YouTube, and our video on demand service. This is your city.
Keep up with Talking Fitchburg and the issues affecting you and your neighbors.
Get connected, Fitchburg. Sign up for Fitchburg Connect, the city's monthly e-newsletter that keeps you informed about all the events, services, and updates that matter to you. Get it in your inbox once a month. Sign up today to get Fitchburg Connect.
Stay connected everywhere you go. Fitchburg is on your phone and your tablet and your laptop and TV. Download the app. It's free. Access Fitchburg. This is your city at your fingertips.
Okay. Good evening, everyone, to the Plan Commission meeting for June 16, 2026. The first thing is to call to the order to the meeting, and second, approval of the minute.
I move approval.
Second. Any question, comments? Here none. All those in favor of approving the minutes for May 19, 2026, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. Next item is item number 3 is public appearances for non-agenda items. Do we have anyone on the chamber that wishes to speak for non-agenda items? Here none. We move to the next one, and it's agenda review. Any question, comments? Okay, we move to item 5, agenda items, and then we are going to start with item 5A, is Ordinance 2026-010 and Plan Commission Resolution PCR 0226, adopting and recommending the Spring 2026 amendment to the Comprehensive Plan, amending Map 4.3 Future Land Use Plan map for property located off or Lazy Road and Fahey Glen in Section 15, City of Fitchburg in Dane County, Wisconsin, from mixed use to low density to medium high density residential. So we have a couple of people that are registered to speak, but also we receive a lot of people that they want to in favor or against the project. So can you read first? Yeah, read first the one that we received, and then we move to the other ones.
Yep. So good evening, everyone. My name is Deanna Schmidt. I am the city planner with the city of Fitchburg. This evening, I will just start off by reading off the names of statements that we received prior to the meeting, either for or against. So first of all, our first one is Wes Weigel. He registered in opposition for this item. The next one is a fairly long stack. I will just read through my list of names, and all of these have registered in support. So Karen Lawrence, Dennis Moore, Peter Viernig, Mary Hess, Ron Dummershausen, David Fahey, Joanne Marshall, Thomas Marshall, Mark Huber, Richard Buchler, Joe Rudin, David Olson, Nathan Cook, Kevin Stefanaszak, Julie Stefanaszak, Shelley Reamer, Kay Cook, Chris Jemison, Melissa Rushdie, Yaha Rushdie, Wyatt Drake Barr, Shannon Drake Barr, Jane Linnell. And then also Sam Cook also submitted in registration in support. And then, I can't say it, I'm sorry. If you remember.
Karin and Jamila.
Also registered in support.
Thank you. So,
one more. And Steve Arnold.
Steve Arnold, okay. And I will call now the people that wish to speak to the microphone. I will call Patrick Cheney. He wishes to speak in support. You have 3 minutes.
To the east, the crossing is high density. The corner of Lacey and Notre Dame was to be high density, but withdrawn. On the east side, next door to here, Lacey Ridge must be high density because medium high density did not exist as an option that time. This is medium high density, less than those, not incompatible, not out of scale. There are comments about rental, although this is a rent-to-own approach. The city does not regulate, restrict, or decide on rental versus owner-occupied. The Crossing and Waterford Glen can and have rented condos and houses, and the city has nothing to say about that. Just as the city cannot regulate or define housing as senior only. Comments on backyard views into garages were another thing, but Waterford Glen backyards face this site. Lacey Ridge garages will be the view from here if they are continue to build as they started out. If anything, those existing sites are the bad neighbors as already built, showing their backsides, their backyards, and the garages to here. I heard the mayor at a recent council say the city needs 1,000 houses over the next 3 years, and this is losing 12 housing units from the first version to the second version. Still not the criteria at this meeting to decide. This is just a land map density level decision. There's too many comments and complaints not relevant to this agenda item. This is infill, which the city likes and should emphasize, such as here. If this is not approved for medium high density, it may remain an unused field. There are comments on traffic. This is on a main Lacey collector road, and Notre Dame and Corey Hill will connect. This is appropriate for this location at medium high density. If somebody wants to keep this an open field so the deer and the coyotes can run through it, buy it. It's for sale.
Thank you, Patrick. Next, I will call Mackenzie Saunders. She wishes to speak in opposition. You're good? Okay. John Stephanie, he wishes to speak. I don't know, is in favor or in opposition? Opposition? Okay.
I am the owner of Lot 58, and I listened to the list of people who are for this, and I don't know any of them or if they even live close to this particular area, but my lot does abut this particular plan. Last time we were here, the commission voted down the change in zoning for high density. Now they have come back with a reduction of 12, I believe, 12 residences, and they again want a change in the zoning. We are against it, just as we was last time, and we're fine with building under the zoning that is there, and I don't believe that if they don't build there, that won't be sold. We know better than that around here. Things go very quickly. Let's do it the correct way. The area just south of this is also going to be developed, and they are working under the regular zoning laws. So we ask that this company does the same. Thank you.
Thank you. I want to mention that most of the people that they were in support, they live on Lacey Road or the crossing.
Question?
No, I want to mention that most of the people that they are in support, they live on Lacey Road, Irish Lane, on the crossings.
Okay,
So,
thank you.
Okay, so I'm going to call Nan Yan. He wishes to speak in support. And he lives in Fitchburg.
I'm Nan, a business owner for Tatico, a coffee shop in Fitchburg. As a business owner, I have been talking to many of those that are suffered from footprint and low traffic. So I think we definitely need more residents, less competitive, so that we can all survive, have a good environment. So then I'm in support of the zoning change from mixed use to medium to high density.
Okay, thank you. And then I call Sherry or I will call Sherry Yu, the developer. Do you want to wait until Diana? Okay, yeah, okay. Let's do that, okay.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. I'll just briefly go over the proposal and where we are on this project.
Oh, we have another, well, David.
Oh.
Yes, come in.
David Haight, 5855 Woods Edge Road. So the city comprehensive plan is a comprehensive document, and the Wisconsin Supreme Court in 1966 stated the following. The master plan, which is what you adopt as the Plan Commission, is entirely within the hands of the City Plan Commission, reflecting legislative policy that city planning should be guided by objectivity rather than entirely controlled by city political considerations. So the proposed, Mr. Cheney was correct. This is a proposed change to the map. Prior to the passage of the Smart Growth Law in 1999, a comprehensive plan could just be the zoning map. And the whole point of the Smart Growth Law was to make the comprehensive plan be just that, comprehensive. It has required elements. Those required elements must be in. They must analyze the effect of all amendments to the comprehensive plan across the entirety of those elements and entire community. This is only a change to the map. It doesn't come close to meeting the legal requirements for an amendment to the master plan, which then has the capability of becoming an amendment to the comprehensive plan. The record, as provided by the planning department, contains a full compliance statement, but it doesn't contain a legally sufficient consistency analysis. A legally sufficient consistency analysis says, what are the elements of the comprehensive plan, and is this consistent with them? And when things are missing, like, for example, the police station needed to be in the comprehensive plan, and it's not. So is the fact that it doesn't say that there shouldn't be a police station, is that compatible with the comprehensive plan because it doesn't say? No. If the police station was compatible, it would say in the plan. None of this and none of the effects of this are in the comprehensive plan. Further, you have to exercise your judgment. Remember, the criteria as stated in the statute is that it best promote, this amendment best promote public health, public safety, order and convenience, prosperity and general welfare, efficiency and economical development, adequate transportation, water, sewage, schools, parks, stormwater, and public services, appropriate land use transitions, etc. Full compliance doesn't say that it's the best. That's your job, is to make that. And finally, it conflicts with the McGaw Park Neighborhood Plan, which is an element in the comprehensive plan. It doesn't match the zoning classifications and the housing densities in that part of the comprehensive plan. You cannot approve this and recommend it. Thank you.
Anyone else? You're part of the developer team?
Oh, that's Sam Cook.
Oh, Sam, okay. I didn't recognize you. Okay. I'm sorry, okay. Go ahead.
Yep, no problem. So, good evening. I'm Sam Cook, and I'm part of the family that owns the 4.4 acre property southeast of Lacey and Fahey Glen. I'm speaking in support and wanted to answer questions that the Plan Commission might have. So I spoke with Deanna and found out that there were some questions that she thought that maybe Council and Plan Commission want to have answered by the owner of the property. And so there were two questions that she suggested. The first one was, what was the perspective of the city's leadership when the mixed-use designation was put in place? And that's back in 2009 when the McGaw Park neighborhood plan was being prepared. So to answer that, I reached out to Steve Arnold, who served as vice chair of the McGaw Park Neighborhood Planning Subcommittee. That's the one that set the future land use for the property and surrounding area. And so Steve sent his answer directly to Deanna and to Mayor Julia and the City Council on Monday, yesterday. And here's a quick summary within 2 minutes. The steering committee was very interested in, this is Steve's words, in the McGaw Park neighborhood plan following LEAD ND. That's, of course, as you may well know, leadership in energy and environmental design, neighborhood development. And although LEAD ND status was not actually followed, the idea of neighborhood serving retail to provide daily needs within walking or biking distance was a component of the plan. The property at the intersection of Lacey Road and Fahey Glen was considered an ideal location at that time for neighborhood serving retail. Steve went on to write in his email, as planning director Schmidt noted in the staff memo, consumer preferences have changed and neighborhood retail, such as corner stores, may no longer be commercially viable, and so Steve provided an example. Then Steve concluded, I urge you to approve ordinance and plan commission resolution to permit the subject land to be developed to the highest and best use, and Steve gave the criteria of maximizing residential units and tax base per acre with an attractive and sustainable urban design. And I'll point out that in the packet, I don't believe the newly developed plan was included, and that's something that's in the offing. So the proposed design could do that. He had a picture of that design, and the comprehensive plan minor amendment is a good first step. And then so a super quick summary of that summary would be, seemed like a good idea at the time, 2009, but Steve now supports the change into medium high density. The second question that Deanna suggested was, what has been the interest from potential developers through the years regarding the projected mixed-use zoning for the part of the property closest to Lacey Road? And the answer is there has been no interest in mixed-use development. That's since we bought the property in 1995, a long time ago, and when the plan was put together in 2009. To give some perspective, I served on the Fitchburg's Resource Conservation Commission for close to 25 years, from 1992 to 2017. So I was 100% on board with sustainable development and all things sustainable, including neighborhood walkability and reduced vehicle miles traveled. However, there's been no single developer who has asked to build with mixed use. So I have a lot more I could say, but I'll stop there with my time up. Of course, answer any questions, and thank you for the opportunity to speak in support.
Thank you, Sam. Okay, so now, anyone else? This is your last chance. Okay, Deanna.
Right. So the parcel in question is at the Lacey Road and Fahey Glen roundabout, just to the southeast of the roundabout. I've highlighted it there. The current future land use is mixed use at the northern part of the site, allowing only up to 2 to 5 dwelling units per acre, and then low-density residential at the southern part of the site. The applicant is requesting to change the entire site to medium-high density, which would be 9 to 15 dwelling units per acre. Plan Commission reviewed and denied this request for this minor comp plan amendment in April of this year, so just last April. And then this went for public hearing and council consideration on June 9th, so 1 week ago today. Council referred this request for a minor comp plan amendment back to Plan Commission for reconsideration, and postpone their action till June 23rd, which is a week from today. The applicant has prepared a revised site plan discussed below, and she addresses many of Plan Commission's concerns. And I will just refresh everyone's memory. A minor comp plan amendment, a change to the future land use, requires both approval from Plan Commission and Council. Otherwise, if one approves and one denies, then it fails. So that's why this is coming back for some reconsideration. Your packet does have the first plan from in April. We put that in, and a total of 64 townhome units, and I guess it might be a little bit easier if I just turn that a little bit, with Lacey above and Fahey Glen to the side. So that was 64 townhomes in 5 buildings. The new plan has changed quite a bit, and I'm gonna turn this quickly. Sorry about that. Once again, same orientation, north is up. What is proposed is 44 townhomes in 3 buildings, actually, each one with underground parking, with providing parking at a rate of approximately 2 parking spaces per unit. And then the western portion of the site includes 4 duplexes. So this addresses some concerns about the transition between the single family to the west and the housing on this lot. These duplexes are likely to be 1-story with more of a backyard that would be similar to the lots to the west. There is a potential that the duplex units could be sold as condominiums, but of course, as was mentioned earlier, the city's zoning does not regulate whether the units are owned or rented. The site plan also has some more detail than last time, with stormwater facilities, mailboxes, trash enclosures, and then also a community space for gathering or community gardens. There are over 30 parking spaces provided, and the proposed density now is within the 9 to 5 dwelling units per acre at just under 12 dwelling units per acre, so that is consistent with the medium-high density residential. And I think that's kind of the gist. My staff review also refers back to the previous other densities, like Lacey Ridge townhomes to the east. That's about 13.3 dwelling units per acre. The proposed Irish 1855 subdivision to the south is about 2.5 dwelling units per acre. The crossing condominiums are about 4 dwelling units per acre. So staff believes that that it's not necessary, does not believe that it's necessary that this area is mixed use. And I noted in my staff review that our shopping has changed, the area has changed. It's mostly residential, and also my notes refer to the major areas under the comp plan for commercial development. We have actually identified those areas: the North Fish Hatchery Corridor, the West Fitchburg or the McKee Road area, Fitchburg Center, Fitchburg Technology Campus, Uptown, and Innovation Campus in Southdale. So these locations are really intentionally identified in the comp plan to support those commercial areas. And with that, I will leave it open for any questions, and I believe Sherry, the applicant, is available to answer any questions also.
Okay, so question, comment for the commissioners?
Okay, well, I was a no vote last time, and I very much appreciate your willingness to compromise. I think the new plan feels just a lot less dense, even though there's only 12 fewer units, which is probably still more than maybe some of us would prefer, but I love the duplexes. Everybody knows I'm a duplex fan, especially if they can be owner-occupied. I was one who brought up the mixed-use designation last time, and I think the points that staff have raised are well taken. I did drive around there, and I would acknowledge that it's probably too far away from the real masses of the area that are closer to Syene to focus, to stubbornly focus on mixed use in this area. So I would be in favor of this plan. And now I know we're not voting on the plan, and it's just the minor comp amendment, but I think that's kind of an academic way of looking at it. Of course, we know we wouldn't be here unless we had a plan that a developer had put a lot of effort into putting together, and is likely we're going to see it again. I would be concerned if this plan changes then significantly if we vote for the medium high, and then all of a sudden we're back to where we were, or you walk away and there's another developer that's going to be higher up. But I think we're protected. Deanna, tell me if this would have to be rezoned, so we would have some influence over that. So I think at this point I'm willing to vote in favor of it, and I really appreciate your relooking at this.
Thank you. Any other question, comment?
I was just going to say, I think this is the type of info that we talk about all the time as a city. So I was in favor before. I agree. I think the transition that has been added, I think the reduction in density and kind of the thoughtfulness to the location as well as the surroundings makes it even more of a yes for me, and even better of a fit, I think, for this space.
Okay, thank you. Gabriela?
I thought it was interesting to hear from the property owner about that there's been no interest in the last, 30 years in mixed use at this site, and the fact that it's changed so much since then. Plus, we have the Quick Trip now, you have Oasis down the street, you have the Hive. The idea of a small business owner coming in and building a coffee shop or a small convenience store just seems completely, I don't think it would happen. Yeah, it would not be in with the current market. Also, just down the street on Sherrill, we have a bus line that we are planning to make all-day fixed line, all-day service and weekend service. So for those that are in this space that might want that higher density, living, the townhome living, bus service will be nearby. So I could see even potentially maybe not even wanting all those parking spaces, but I think having them is great and kind of prevents the concern about any sort of traffic flowing out into the streets. And I do love the green space as well, and the lower density transition to the single family. I think that's really respectful for the neighbors, so that it doesn't have quite as much of a massing on the backyard. But yeah, we need more housing. Townhomes I live in a townhome, and I love it. I think it's a great form of living for the right person. And we aren't building a ton of these. They aren't coming as often as I wish they would, because I think there's a lot of people that want this product. They don't want a yard, they don't want a big lot, but they do want kind of what has the feeling of the privacy of a single family home, not an apartment building. So I think these will be very popular homes, and hoping to have more of that come. And so I think this future land use change is appropriate.
1 second. Any other question, comment?
I just have, there's been no interest in 30 years in mixed use. Has there also not been interest in low density, single family homes?
So in order to purchase the property, at the price point, it was not suitable for low density. We've actually come down in price a tremendous amount, even for this development, but it would be a drop even further. We would just take it off the market and just wait until my wife and I pass, probably, and pass it to our kids, and then let them build higher density later. So, and that comes from the environmental sustainability standpoint also, that I believe in higher density is appropriate.
Any other question, comment from, okay, Sherry, do you want to add anything to this project?
I think we really took it back from other comments that we hear from Plan Commission last time. And when I was in conversation with Otter Logan, and he mentioned that he would really hope to see there are some single-story homes that can be suitable for, like elderly or even people who would just pray for a one-story living for the duplexes. So, and then he said that would be a great step in between the townhome building and the current single-family homes. So yeah, I just also want to give the credit to our other person that they actually provided some good ideas, and our team took it back, and then we reimagined the site and put other comments and thought into this site plan. To Shelley's question, I think personally, I really like how the plan was laid out. I don't think we have any intention in terms of changing how the site was laid out. We truly believe this is a great site plan that really took in all the comments and addressed all the concerns. So yeah, I think thank you for all the comments, and we appreciate all the comments.
Yeah, no, I think that I want to say thank you for making all these adjustments, and I appreciate the effort and listening to our concern and the resident concern and incorporate it in the new project. So
thank you.
Okay.
Do we move both of these at once?
What is the other one?
Separately? I'll move approval of ordinance 2026-0-10.
Second.
With the...
no conditions.
None, no conditions.
Okay, all those in favor of ordinance 2026-010 say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries.
I'll move for Plan Commission Resolution PCR-02-26.
Second.
Oh, the PCR we are voting? Okay.
I think so.
Okay. Who seconded?
Me.
Okay. Any question, comments? All those in favor of PCR 0226 say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so next we are moving to item B. I open a public hearing and consideration of conditional use CU-264726 request by Benjamin Mayer to obtain a conditional use permit to reduce the rear setback to allow for a four-season porch addition to property associated with 2795 Ledgemont Street. Is someone from wishes to speak? No? You can answer the question. Okay, you are Benjamin. Okay. So we don't have anyone. So you don't want to speak. So I am closing the public hearing. So we are going to staff report.
Thank you. So this property is zoned RL, low density residential. The applicant is seeking to construct a four-season porch that will sit 30 feet from the rear property line. A conditional use permit is required for a four-season porch that will encroach into the rear setback in the low-density residential district per the City of Fitchburg Code of Ordinances. The applicant initially submitted a building permit application to reconstruct a four-season porch that had been attached to the home at the time of purchase in 2025. However, there are no records on file for a four-season porch that have been submitted by the previous homeowner, nor is there any record of a conditional use approval for a four-season porch. Staff notes that the proposed four-season porch encroaches roughly 5 feet within the rear setback of RL, which is 35 feet. And Section 2258(6) allows for the rear setback to be reduced up to 25 feet on a conditional use basis. Because of the lack of prior records, staff asked the applicant to submit this conditional use permit to allow the encroachment. The applicant's updated building plans now show over 50% of the wall space as transparent pane glass as required for the four-season porch. The staff has also requested that the applicant provide a separate HVAC system from the main home, which the applicant has included. Lastly, a four-season porch will have an exterior door separating it from the main home. So with all that said, the staff does recommend approval with the 5 conditions listed.
Okay, thank you. Any question, comments?
I have no issue with this one other than why are we mandating HVAC being separate from the main residence?
Because of the way that our code is written, that it needs to be a 4-season room separate. If it had the HVAC connected, if the room had it connected to the house, then it would be an addition and would not be able to encroach.
Got it. And this footprint is basically the same as when the applicant bought the home.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other question, comment? Otherwise, we move the motion.
I'll move approval of conditional use CU-26-47-26.
Second.
Okay. All those in favor of the conditional use, say aye.
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 Any opposed? The motion carries. Okay, so next, I open another public hearing and consideration of rezone RZ-264926, request by Barry Pruner. I'm sorry if I pronounce incorrectly your last name. Agent from Ragtag Venture, Inc. to rezone property from PDD SIP, that is a planned development district specific implementation plan, to PDD SIP Planned Development District specific implementation to allow for a mixed-use, multifamily, and commercial development on property associated in 2932 Fish Hatchery Road. So do we have anyone here to, we had Nate Hoyt, the developer. Nate, do you want to speak? That's it, isn't it? Yeah, of course. Yeah. Okay. Hello.
Good evening. Nice to see you all again. This is not Groundhog Day. You did just approve this project a month ago or 2 months ago. Apologies to city staff and to you all in terms of the time. We, at the time, didn't quite realize everything that was involved in terms of including additional sign specifications that weren't directly compatible with the city ordinances, and so we had to resubmit for a change application to include some signage. So we've got essentially a blade sign on the southeast corner of the building with the name of the building, some signage for the commercial space to be sure that we get the right kinds of tenants, and a bit of a podium sign on the side of a planter in the northeast. And so those things have been added to the plans and included with additional sort of documentation, but it required us to come back. We also, to comply with the earlier approval that required us not to have fixed footings in the utility easement at the front, we ended up shifting the entire building 2 feet to the rear to keep those footings out of the easement. And beyond that, we did manage to incorporate a couple of additional exterior minor design tweaks and changes that the architects thought were in addition to the outside appearance that you may have seen in the detailed plans. If you noticed small changes, they've been continuing to work at us and spend our money to improve the appearance of the building from the outside. So essentially, that's why we're here. Thank you for your time again. Sorry to impose on you for another approval, but that's why we're back.
We want this to be built.
Yes, so do I.
Please. Okay, thank you. I am closing the public hearing. Any question, comments? Here, none. Okay.
Oh, I just wanted to say thank you for letting our police and fire use that building that's currently on the site for training exercises. I've heard that it's gone really well.
We've been happy to support them.
Yeah, and then also for the edification of the commission, we have invested in this property through a developer TID incentive through the TID in this area. So the city just thought that might be of interest to the commission, and that recently was passed in council.
Okay, so thank you. Diana, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, I think
Dan?
Dan's going to give a little overview of what the sign package looks like.
Okay.
That's the major change here.
Okay.
Yeah, so as Ned stated, this came for approval from Plan Commission and Council in April of 2026. Let's see here. So yeah, the applicant notes that the dimension setbacks submitted in April 2026 were incorrect. The building has shifted 2 feet to the west, as seen in your packet. Staff believes that the intensification of use on the property demands consideration of a wood fence at the west property line. However, the applicant notes that they've had discussions with the neighboring property owner and the existing chain link fence shall be maintained. The bulk of the changes in the updated PDD SIP come in the sign package, as you can see on the screen there. For the monument sign, the vertical blade sign, and the retail signage, this is in response to conditions attached to the April PDD SIP approval. The updated sign package provided in the document lays out the following. The updated Northeast Monument sign is a 10 by 6 foot sign to be attached to a planter rather than the concrete base. Updated blade sign to be a third of the overall height of the building per the city development team guidance. And individual commercial tenant signs to be a maximum of 12 feet in length by 2 feet width. In addition to the signage requirements laid out by the applicant, the staff does note the following. No additional signs are permitted except for those explicitly detailed in the approved PDD SIP. No signs shall be flashing, animated, alternating, digital, operated by mechanical means or wind-driven. Temporary signage shall be permitted by the city's sign ordinance, and permitted window signage shall include business logos, hour of operations, and promotional messaging, and it shall not exceed 25% of each window pane. So with that, staff does recommend approval of the rezone with changes. We have one change to condition number 3, 3I, vehicle parking minimum. The residential ratio that was approved in April set at 1.1 stalls per unit minimum. And we'd like to amend the 1.2 to maintain the 1.1 stalls per unit. And secondly, the second change is number 7 on the rezone. It states that the applicant's responsibility is to comply with the feedback letter. We are striking the language that they must comply with the feedback letter issued April 6th of 2026, and just to maintain compliance with the feedback letter for this rezone 264926 issued June 1st.
So we are changing April 6th from June 1st?
Yeah, so we'll just strike the middle part of number 7 for the rezone. We'll strike in the rezone feedback letter for RZ 2638-26 issued April 6, 2026. We're just going to strike that reference.
Okay.
And then, yep, and the and.
Okay.
And then staff also recommends approval of the ADR with the 17 conditions.
Okay, thank you, Dan. Any question, comment? Oh, Shelley.
Well, I have 2, and of course one's picayune because it wouldn't be me otherwise. But on the signage, under K, we refer to that they follow their exterior signage exhibit sheet. So has that been changed to not to exceed 25%? Because I think earlier you said that their sheet said that it wouldn't exceed 50%. So we have a little, perhaps, a potential conflict there. Unless we're talking about different.
So you lost. So the window signage, there's another reference on the plan sheet.
Right. In the memo, you say that the plan sheet says that the signage will not cover more than 50% of each window pane, but it appears our requirement is that it not exceed 25%. But K, so that's why I'm asking, when we're adopting the signage exhibit, has that been changed then to 25%?
I know where it is.
Or could it be?
It's 25 or 50?
Where were we on this, Ned?
I'm actually not sure. I can't read with my glasses the little notes, but we'd happily accept another additional condition that said provide a updated exhibit that corrects the percentage as a condition of the approval, so that we can provide that updated exhibit, if that would be sufficient.
Yeah, we could do it that way, or couldn't we just change this condition to say that they comply with the exhibit, except that it not be more than 20? That might be easier than you having
That would
to
actually save
submit.
us some work. Thank you, Shelley.
You're welcome.
The architects appreciate it.
So say, what would be the best way to
So it'd be signage, the exhibit sheet, well, I don't know, because you've got, I assume everything else in here, I through 4, is consistent with the signage sheet. So you could just say that except as otherwise provided below, and then in number 4, it would incorporate the 25%. So I think that would work.
I mean, aren't we requiring that they comply based on these conditions anyway?
I mean, yeah, they're going to have to comply
But
how the
it's
ordinance
just-
is written.
It creates a conflict because we said we're accepting that they have to comply with their signage exhibit. But their signage exhibit is not correct.
Okay. So let's see. Detailed in the, okay.
It's number 4.
Yep.
Is it?
I think what it might be easiest if you provide us an updated exhibit. So we will add a condition.
Something that
There was some
comes
back
from
and
somewhere.
forth with city staff to try and get to a list that was appropriate and seemed likely for the location. The location does have some restrictions because it is right next to a church, and there are some other uses that weren't appropriate, kind of given the access and parking and stuff like that. So we think it's a reasonable list. But if you see us here in another 6 to 12 months for another minor amendment, you'll know that we were wrong.
Right, that's what I was wondering, if there's a way to avoid that.
So what, number 3 with the...
Yeah, I mean, we list what the commercial could
yeah,
be,
yeah.
and it's limiting.
We're
Right.
listing everything in business general, sections 1 and 2, and that would include all of the office and everything in there. So what I've done,
I see.
we've multifamily residential, 120 units per acre, semicolon, business general permitted uses specified in section, and I can bring that up quick. So.
Oh, okay. I thought restaurants, drinking, and healthcare was. all
No,
that was
those are in addition.
Oh, okay.
To, yeah, those are in addition. So in business general, I'll just bring this up here.
That's okay. You don't have
So
to.
it would include all office activity, all commercial activity. So the list is quite
okay.
extensive.
Okay, good.
I think you'll be okay. Yeah, but thank you.
Okay, who's second? No second?
I'll move approval of rezone R 264926 with the 7 conditions outlined by staff, including the changes discussed.
Second.
Okay. Okay, all those in favor of the rezone, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries.
I move approval of the ADR for Bowman Plaza with the 17 conditions outlined by staff.
Second.
Any question, comments? Here none. All those in favor of the ADR, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. Okay, thank you. When you're going to start with this project?
Starting
Please.
soon.
Soon. What is defined soon?
We believe we have abatement starting on July 6th, just after the holiday, and demolition 2 weeks thereafter, and hoping to start footings and foundations in September.
Okay, great.
Not going.
Okay, thank you, Ned. Okay, bye, guys. Okay, so next I will open another public hearing and consideration of rezone RZ-265026, request by Christopher Gosch, agent from 9 Spring Hill, to rezone property from PDD GIP to PDD GIP General Implementation Plan to allow for a mixed-use development on property of County Highway MM. Okay, so do we have, this is a public hearing, so we have people to register to speak? Yes. We have Christopher Gosh. Oh, they're all the developers? Not sure. So we have Adam Fetzer. He's registered only in support. Joe Nawoki. He's also in support. Kevin Vissel. He is registered only in support. Okay, so that's it. Anyone want to speak? The people that I know? Okay. I am closing the public hearing and we are moving to a staff report. Do we have people in there? Oh. We forgot these people. Oh, and we have Mark Fairchild also. Yep. Online. Okay, hi, Mike. Mark. Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Nope. Okay. Before you this evening is a rezone to Plan Development District General Implementation Plan. The future land use is identified as mixed use, business, and environmental corridor. Staff believes that this is that the proposal is consistent with the comprehensive plan. The site is also included in the Northeast Neighborhood Plan. Staff has not identified any conflicts with the Northeast Neighborhood Plan as proposed. This property is located off of MM, between MM and also 14, and I'll just kind of highlight the various parcels here. The property was previously rezoned to Plan Development District GIP in February of 2023, and a preliminary plat was proposed for this particular development by Plan Commission and Council in March of 26. So this one is a little bit different. Oftentimes we see the Plan Development District and the preliminary plat come together. In this case, they are separate. This has brought a few challenges for staff to separate those two. As the project, when Plan Commission and Council approved last March, the preliminary plat, there has been further refinements and changes as the project has continued to evolve. And so the rezone looks a little bit different, and because of that, the preliminary plat will need to come back to Plan Commission and Council next month. Plan Commission also reviewed this project as last December as a pre-application, and also Plan Commission and Council approved a CBRF exception in March of 2026 for Trilogy to exceed the number of allowed assisted living units in this particular Alder District number 3. I'll just kind of walk through, and I should have brought this up. I will walk through some of the main points of the project. There is proposed to be approximately 30 owner-occupied single-family and duplex lots, one lot for a fourplex building and one lot for a triplex building. 40 rental or owner-occupied townhomes, of which 10 could be live-work units, and that will be further identified in the Planned Development District specific implementation plan. 32 mixed-use multifamily rental units, so this would be above commercial uses, with the potential for some affordable housing. And then, as mentioned, the Trilogy development would include 17 independent senior living units, 40 assisted living units, and 16 memory care units, with 46 skilled care units. There is approximately 1,200 square feet of commercial space that's proposed in the mixed-use buildings. There would be 2 buildings. Common open space, courtyards, outdoor seating, multi-use paths, community gardens, and related amenities. And then also, of course, there will be stormwater facilities as proposed in the development. Staff does note that the majority of the property is mixed use in terms of the future land use. And of particular note, all buildings are to be set close to the sidewalk with doors and windows facing the street, with parking areas located beneath the buildings or surface parking lot at strategic locations. So staff finds that the syncopation rezone is generally consistent with the comprehensive plan by providing a variety of housing types. As noted, there's single-family, townhomes, multifamily. The rezone documents require most buildings to be set close to the sidewalk with doors and windows facing the street. A significant portion of the mixed-use parking will be underground. Staff does note that the Trilogy site plan does not place the building close to the street and instead surrounds the building with driveways and parking. All Trilogy parking is proposed to be on the surface. Staff will continue to work with Syncopation and Trilogy to refine as we move towards the Planned Development District specific implementation plan and ADR. As noted, the site is identified in the Northeast Neighborhood Plan, which, as a mixed-use activity center, the Northeast Neighborhood Plan envisioned the site to include retail and service on the first floor of multi-story buildings with residential above. Future development was intended to have 8 to 20 units per acre across 20 buildings, or about 160 to 400 dwelling units. And the Northeast plan was to have a wide range of housing types, as Syncopation has proposed. Approximately 387 housing units are proposed in Syncopation, which is certainly consistent with the Northeast Neighborhood Plan, not including the numbers of the Trilogy continuum of care. With a range of housing types from senior living units, single-family duplex, triplex, fourplex, multifamily, the Syncopation rezone is certainly consistent with the Northeast Neighborhood Plan. There's some details that will need some further refinement as we go into the specific implementation plan. And this is one of the benefits of doing the Planned Development District into 2 steps. We can continue to work through refinements. So staff does make some notes about some further refinements. In particular, we're going to be working with the multi-use path. I have a little poorly drawn graphic in your memo that's showing how there will be a tunnel underneath that will carry the multi-use path from the east side of coming north out of Terra Vesa. It'll swing under a small underpass under and then swing back around. and kind of hug around the Trilogy site, which is District 1, and then wrap up to the north and eventually connecting into Cap City Trail. So this has been a very important process to make all of the pieces work on that. and I think we're moving in the right direction. We'll note that all of the streets will be private, with the exception of this street that will further connect, and I can probably bring that up here too. I'm going to just grab this. It'll make a little bit more sense. This is just kind of how things were outlined in general for that public street. Eventually, it's the actual location is going to vary a little bit from what's shown in the future land use map, because right now the roadway will probably come like this and then kind of come in here. But this will be a public road eventually through the site to the south. Okay. Oh my gosh. And then I went into some further detail about the various districts. This was a very long memo, and the ordinance is a very long proposal. I think what I'll do is see if I can answer any questions and ask Chris to come up and see if there's any questions.
Thank you. Okay, question, comments? I have a question. Why do we need to have a public street?
So in part because it's going to carry a portion and it's going to tie into the multi-use path, and because of its connection through the Osborne property to the south, the Public Works team believes that a public street is appropriate.
Okay. Question, comments? So my question to you, Diana, what is next about this project? Because is a preliminary plat coming back?
Yeah, we're going to bring back a preliminary plat in July to Plan Commission and Council, and then we are hoping to have the final plat and the Plan Development District specific implementation plan come before Plan Commission and Council in August.
Okay.
And yeah, but I'll
Can I just make two quick comments? So on that preliminary plat, we're obviously changing the private street as designated to a public street, and we're also hoping to get some feedback from Madison Metro. So we have 2 District 5 areas designated as potential bus stops, and we just want to get some feedback to you guys on that, because we really want to try to incorporate that.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Gabriela, do you have?
Yeah, I'm curious about the districts. You know, you have the 5 districts laid out. Is that just conventions because there's different conditions associated with those districts? It's not. Is it related also to the order of development and like how it will play out?
I think I have the phasing plan.
Because I noticed they have different. There
are like a 5 district. No?
Yeah, they're listing like the different conditions on each of the different districts. I'm just curious if that's.
Want me to take that?
We can team up.
The way that this PDD GIP is broken into the different districts is just to allow us to write the zoning, because the single family is going to have different zoning requirements than the mixed use multifamily. And so, and then trilogy. So what you'll notice in this extensive list of districts, you'll notice different setbacks, different building heights, different open space requirements and impervious surface requirements, depending on what that district is. So it was more of our ability to properly permit this long term, and I do have a phasing plan in here.
We definitely looked at this through the lens of each building type and enforceability for the city for each one of those different types.
Great. The just also for the committee, the council recently passed a TID amendment to provide a developer incentive for extraordinary costs, mostly related to the site preparation for this rather complex site. Do you have any updates about where that stands in terms of the work that's coming for the site preparation and what you're anticipating?
In terms of cost or schedule or?
Yeah, just like the complexity of it. I know it's no small feat to develop this site that has I don't know what you call it. That has the what do you call it?
Junk?
Yeah, junk on it.
So we do have a site contractor and a general contractor, and we meet with them, regularly. There is going to be AECom will be under contract for the public road portion and the utility portion. So we've been working with staff to get that finalized. We've got Dale next door that's ready to start digging more test pits than we already have. So we would like to get a couple of these outstanding items resolved. I think the bike path, everyone's comfortable with where we are now. Some of the road geometry that we got worked out over the past couple weeks. We're just continuing to dig in, continuing to explore a lot of these, the solutions for this. Now, I do have experience resolving this, in the past on a different proposal, but when the footprints change and some of our goals to really accentuate some of the features of the site, we're just right in the middle of digging through everything, and it's evolving every day. So in a good way.
I want to mention something that I told you before this. There are only 30 owner-occupied single family. You know what I mean? I was thinking to have the big, a bigger in density, for single homes because of the size of the parcel, but So what is going to be the average of those parcels?
I think they're about 10,000 square feet. Is it the average? 10 to 11.
Okay.
They're deep.
Thank you.
Yeah,
But that was necessitated because of the drop-off, right?
Yeah,
we talked about this last time, that
Yeah, I know.
I think we're kind of at a disadvantage because of how the lots probably have to be structured because of the space. That's right, because those are the ones that kind of are up against the highway there, and then you have the drop-off.
Yep.
Oh, that one is phase 1, isn't it? All of that? And phase 2? Phase 1?
Yeah. Well, actually both. Going to right about where the P is on phase 2. Then we have an area in there that will be townhomes. That's kind of in the middle, and that's just because that is going to be a challenge for single family lots there. But we're kind of embracing that as a townhome.
And where is going to be the park there?
So right in the middle. So is there? Do you have another graphic there, Deanna?
Yeah. So the park is going to be a private park? You're going to maintain that, or?
No. Well, we can't.
Or you're going to donate it to us after that?
No, we're not.
Well, okay. So.
Hey, I need to know.
It will be open to the public. There will be nearby restrooms available in one of the multifamily buildings, and there is a huge desire to have a performing arts area there. Now, if that's for spoken word pieces or acoustic performances or plays or whatever, right?
Oh, so because it's syncopation, of course.
Yes. And one minor thing for the record, I think you said 1,200 square feet of commercial, but it's 12,000.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
It's 12,000 in my memo. That was my mistake.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. So where is going to be the park over there? Where you have the...
Right in here. Yep.
Oh, okay.
And so we want to have the green space open on either side of that, but then we also want that to spread through to the other side of Peart Way and really incorporate both buildings. That's going to be where the primary entries are, for those buildings and just make it a very active pedestrian-oriented space.
I just wanted to voice appreciation for the continued ingenuity. I know this site is a lot, challenging, and so it's exciting to see, the ways we're trying to tackle it, the variety of use that's coming up in this. I'm excited to see, what this space will become in the coming years. So
yeah, well, thank you very much, and just wait till we're back, because we'll have
we expect to see a whole lot, I'm sure.
Yes.
Okay, any other question, comment? Otherwise,
I'll move approval of rezone RZ-2650-26 with the 12 conditions outlined by staff.
Second.
okay, all those in favor of rezone, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay, so next, item 5F is another public hearing. So I open the public hearing and consideration of conditional use CU -265126, request by Patrick Egan, agent from Los Perez Supermarket, to obtain a conditional use permit under section 22-279-4 for a restaurant on property associated with 5264 Anton Drive. And that one, item G, also is the ADR. So, okay, so do we have anyone from?
Just
Patrick Egan. Yep. He wishes to speak answer question. I think he's okay. So I close the public hearing, and let's go to the memo.
Okay. You want this one? Okay.
Yeah, so this property is zoned BG, general business. The applicant is requesting a conditional use permit for a restaurant. A conditional use permit for this location was last approved by Plan Commission in July of 2024 for an event venue. This site was formerly the Dry Bean, Mad Power, and that event venue, the Loxley. The proposed business, Los Perez Supermarket, will offer a bakery, grocery store, and butcher, along with the proposed taqueria restaurant. The applicant is seeking a conditional use permit under section 22-279-4 of the City of Fitchburg Code of Ordinances to allow for a restaurant on that site. The former Dry Bean Timber Bar is still located in the building and will be relocated for outdoor seating. A grease trap will be required for the restaurant, and the location is shown on the updated site plan in your packet. The applicant notes that there are neither new nor replaced site lighting fixtures included in this project. Staff does note that the proposed freezer and cooler on the north side of the building that will be installed are roughly 200 feet from a multifamily residential building across the road on Anton Drive. Sound levels should be limited to 70 decibels at the property line, and the applicant has yet to indicate what the sound levels in decibels, or dBA, at the property line will be. The parking lot will remain the same except for minor striping changes. To address staff comments on the lot layout, the applicant has added bike parking near the main entrance, which is consistent with the Fitchburg Bicycle and Pedestrian Plan. Per staff's request, the applicant has added landscaping and relocated the trash enclosure from the northwest corner of the property, which would have been along Anton Drive, to the southeast corner of the parking lot. Landscaping screening will be added around that enclosure. Staff does note that the City of Fitchburg is interested in vacating the Carriage Street right-of-way. If vacated, half of the right-of-way would go to each adjacent property owner. There is a water main within this right-of-way, and a minimum of a 20-foot easement would be needed for this water main. Adjacent property owners would be responsible for MMSD fees for their portion of the vacated right-of-way. A monument sign is proposed along Anton Drive, which would require a separate sign permit and must comply with our Chapter 26 of our Code of Ordinances. And the applicant must reach out to the clerk's office if they intend to sell alcohol on site. So with that, staff recommends approval of the conditional use permit with 7 conditions as listed, and the ADR with 8 conditions.
Okay, questions? I have a comment about, I imagine that the Los Perez supermarket did a market research about the location. That location, there are already 4 supermarkets. There is another Latino, Hispanic supermarket half mile from there, you know what I mean? So do we have anyone from the Perez? You are from? Oh, Patty, okay. Yeah, I will ask a question about, the feasibility of this, the supermarket in this location because of, how many other supermarkets are close by, and you know what I mean, and so.
So were you able to answer a question on if you've done?
¿Me la podría hacer en español, por favor?
Sí, la pregunta es si ha hecho usted un estudio de mercado. I'm going to repeat that in English. No? Okay.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I can. Go ahead.
Si se ha hecho un estudio de mercado, porque como hay 4 supermercados alrededor, después está la Hispana allí, un par de cuadras de donde usted está, se ha hecho un estudio de mercado si va a ser posible mantener este supermercado con tantos otros supermercados alrededor.
Sí, señora, sí lo hemos hecho.
Okay, they say that, yeah, they did that. They did a market study. Okay.
For staff, I mean, are there renderings at all, or is this because the packet didn't really?
Yeah, they're not going to be making any exterior changes to the building.
Okay.
So there is no renderings, and what they intend to do is just kind of rework the interior spaces.
I have a question or concern about the Carriage Street, because if you drive that, but now by Anton Drive, you will see that people use that to park and stuff. So the question is that if they're going to use it to park, vehicle for other stuff, then maybe they should reconsider the option that the city is providing, because I have received some complaint for people parking vehicles on that street, and, we don't know who are the owners of those, vehicles, so the police had to be involved and all of that. So.
Is that from the lake catering project we did like a year or 2 ago?
No, it was, no, because the Carriage Street is it's a street and should be.
Right, it's a dead end.
Yeah, I know, but people use it to park vehicle there. So the concern is, we hope if people they are going to use it to park some of the vehicle, or use it for customer, for the restaurant, you know what I mean?
No, and I need to, the restaurant scale is very small.
Okay.
Right, we're talking about maybe 750 square feet of the interior footprint of the 12,000. It's a small counter. This isn't a dining establishment with like 100 people. It's a grocery store.
Okay.
Right, it's a grocery store. It just has some baked goods. It has the little taqueria, but there's a couple seating tables for people to come and attend. It's not like a.
It's going to be open the Monday to Sunday.
Yes, traditional grocery store hours. Yep.
Okay.
So the site parking we have, we based off of grocery store usage with the sites that we have. I don't foresee people trying to park on the street or there being an issue with not enough parking stalls for the grocery store use. And to add one thing, I did get the information for the decibel for the equipment. And the units themselves, the compressors, are at 76 decibels, 1 meter from them. I took the closest property line at 22.5 feet, and that calculation came back to suggesting it would be around 59 decibels at the property line.
What is the
that is
limit?
referring to the how much sound that those compressors with the coolers are generating and the freezers.
Indiana, I did find that the design run duration for it on the manufacturer's specs was 18 hours out of a 24-hour day. So it's intermittent, but mostly on.
So where are they going to be located?
They'll be located on the north side
North
of the
side?
building. Mhm.
Okay. Have you had a meeting with the neighbors?
Have you met with them?
No, reunión con los vecinos, no?
No.
No? Okay.
Because I think the sound was concerned with the residential units that were 200 feet away.
Okay.
Right, so we're talking about at 22 and a half, we're below 60.
Okay, any question, comments?
Do we know if they had a meeting with the catering business?
Oh, okay. Do you have ¿tuvieron una reunión con los de Blue Plate?
No, señora.
No? No. What do you ask that, Carol?
Because typically, when people have gone into those two areas, because they're so close and they have
okay.
overlapping parking concerns,
yeah.
typically we've asked people to be in conversation with the other business to
Yeah, that was a
coordinate.
talking point. When I was the architect for Blue Plate, when we brought that in, I know that this particular site for the grocery store, I think at that time was looking to be even kind of an event hall of its own. And we had concern with the parking, and we were dealing with, overflow parking, and they had agreement with the church just down the street. I think this use actually kind of alleviates that sort of parking surge that we were worried about when we had potential banquet hall on this site, plus Blue Plate. I know the Blue Plate was kind of offset because they were doing more during day event things, right, and not sort of weekend events. But certainly, I have their contacts, so we can reach out to them and discuss and provide information if that would be of assistance.
I know that they've been really good about, they have all their trucks parked, within their parking lot. You can see all their trucks lined up and stuff like that, and that's been very consistent. So I was thinking the same thing, that even if Blue Plate has events, we're not going to have concurrent events in both of these spaces, which I think was our biggest concern, or spill out onto the streets there.
Right.
Can staff give a better definition? So on this release of the carriage street, what's the implication there? We'd be turning it back into a private drive, and they would split it as a private drive?
Yeah, I mean, they certainly could. So right now, Carriage Street is a public street. It's a public right-of-way that there's no specific parking restriction. It's just
baseline.
Regular city on-street parking. And the Public Works team in particular, they're interested in vacating that public right-of-way. When we vacate a public right-of-way, automatically those underlying lands go back to the neighboring property, the abutting property.
Do they need to buy it from us, or we?
What
is the process?
Usually, it depends.
Okay.
Usually, there is some fee to purchase that land, and at some point there was some talk, but before Blue Plate went in, that this whole area would be redeveloped.
Yeah.
And then it would make sense that the two lots might be joined into one larger lot for a mixed use. And at some point, it might make a lot of sense to maybe take that Carriage Street and turn it into shared parking area or something, instead of just a public street, which the city needs to maintain.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay.
That's a separate process.
Yeah,
Let
yeah.
me be
Okay.
completely
So
clear.
nothing about that is necessarily included in the decision-making we're doing here?
No, no. It's just more of general information, and that it's something that could be brought forward at some time
And
under
if-
an entirely different process.
If they did that, took it private, and posted no parking all along it, who then enforces the no parking?
If it becomes private, then it's their problem.
Yeah.
Yep.
To tow people out and to
Yep.
get people off of
It's
it?
completely,
Okay.
if it was private, the city wouldn't have anything to do with it.
Okay.
Okay, any other question, comments?
I have a question on the ADR. Do
Okay.
we know where the outdoor restaurant patio is going to be?
Excuse me?
The outdoor part of the restaurant patio, where they're moving the timber bar
Same
outside?
place that it is right now.
Okay, so that's
Yeah,
not being
there's
expanded?
not anything new.
Okay.
There's a little pergola area at the existing.
Okay, thanks.
I'll move approval of conditional use CU-2651-26 with the 7 conditions outlined by staff.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor of the conditional use, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries.
I'll move ADR Los Perez Supermarket with the, I'll move approval of that with the 8 conditions outlined by staff.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor of the ADR, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. Okay, gracias.
Thank
¿Cómo
you.
es su nombre, señor?
Juan.
Juan, ok. Gracias, Juan. Ok,
Gracias.
suerte.
Gracias.
Y nos avisa cuando esté abierto, ¿ok?
Claro,
Nos invita,
gracias.
¿ok?
Gracias. Sí, gracias.
Okay, so another one. 5H is another public hearing. So I open a public hearing and consideration of rezone RZ 265326, request by John Simon, agent from Ross Family Rentals, LLC, to rezone property from AT, that is transitional agriculture, to BG, to general business, to allow for a proposed business or property associated with Outlot 1 of CSM 116.005. No, I'm missing something? No. Okay. So I open the public hearing. Oh, you are again?
John's not here, so
John's
I'm speaking for
okay.
John.
Do you want to add anything?
No, I can go sit down and come right back up.
Okay,
If you have
yeah.
questions.
So I'm gonna close the public hearing. And then we are going to a staff report. I'm gonna call you back. So. Okay, we're ready. Oh, who is done?
These properties have 2 different ownerships. One is owned by the city of Fitchburg. That's Outlot 1 of CSM 16005. And the other, Maple Lawn Heights Lot 21, is owned by Ross Family Rentals, LLC. The rezone proposal is for the current outlot that the city of Fitchburg owns. The applicant is requesting as well to join the 2 lots in order to facilitate the development of the UPS store. The city's signature on the CSM and recording of that CSM is contingent upon the conveyance of Outlot 1 by a quitclaim deed to Ross Family Rentals, LLC. The applicant has also provided an application for ADR approval for the UPS store. This would be roughly a 5,500 square foot retail building with about 2,500 square feet reserved for the UPS store and 3,000 square feet set for an additional commercial tenant yet to be identified. Staff has worked with the applicant to provide a building plan with increased height on the corner of Fish Hatchery Road and Oshala Drive. The elevations included in your package show the updated building facade. This is a 1-story building. However, staff did request that height increase at the corner to establish a strong presence. The applicant has provided the increased wall height along the corner so that from the sidewalk elevation in front of the building's chamfered corner, the wall was 21 feet 6 inches high. Staff decided that the wall should be taller still, and so the applicant then has raised it to its current height of 23 feet 6 inches. With the approval of this rezone in ADR, Plan Commission deems that smaller setbacks are appropriate and reduces the dimensional standards as follows. The front setback at 14 feet minimum and the side street setback at 6 foot minimum. This rezone is contingent upon the conveyance of, well, I've already said that. And so the next agenda item, Resolution R 11726 would approve the sale of Outlot 1 to Ross Family Rentals, LLC. The staff does recommend approval of the rezone with the 5 conditions as outlined. the certified survey map with the 9 conditions outlined, and the ADR for the UPS building with the 13 conditions outlined.
Okay, thank you. Questions?
I know there was some chatter about potentially having housing above this business at one point. Was that just infeasible from a cost standpoint, or?
Yes, there was some chatter, and I don't know, Melissa, do you want to come up on this?
Can you introduce yourself, Melissa?
My name's Melissa Ross, Ross Family Rentals. So my husband and I bought the property to move our existing UPS store that's just not too far from here to this property. Intentionally just wanting to do actually a remodel to the existing building, and then the city approached us asking us to do a mixed-use commercial unit. We did lots of digging and met with lots of different investors to see if the mixed-use commercial property would be feasible, and it was not. We ran it very different ways, different units, different heights, spent lots of time and energy and money to get to where we are at today. And so now we're on a very tight timeline to get our UPS store moved into the new location. So here we are now.
What is your timeline for moving?
So we have to be out of our space by March 1st of 2027.
Really?
So we have a very, very short timeline now. And we spent a lot of time with the city to try to make it work. And we can't, it's not doable. So now we're just doing the commercial piece of it. And so obviously we're here today to try to keep this moving along as fast as possible to get us moved into there in the appropriate timeline.
Thank you for investigating it, and also thank you for creating the 2-story height to create some. Some. It looks like a beautiful. The ADR looks
it's gonna
gorgeous.
look great. Much better than what it is now.
Oh yeah. Yes, millions time. Okay. Any other question, comment? I think this is great. So thank you for doing this. Okay, let's move it.
I'll move for approval of rezone RZ-2653-26.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor of the rezone, say aye.
Oh, sorry, with the 5 conditions outlined by staff.
Okay. All those in favor of rezone with the 5 conditions, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, the motion carries. Next one.
I'll move approval of certified survey map CS-2652-26 with the 9 conditions outlined by staff.
Second.
Any question, comments? Here none. All those in favor of the CS 2652-26 say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries.
I'll move approval of ADR UPS building with the 13 conditions outlined by staff.
Second.
Okay. Any question, comments? Here none. All those in favor of the ADR say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. And then we are moving to. Did you explain the resolution? No. We need to explain that.
No, we can explain it. So this is the resolution that would allow staff to finalize the paperwork to sell this outlot. So this outlot was created when Oshala Drive was put in, and then it's currently owned by the city of Fitchburg and is part of the redevelopment of the site. The city is proposing to sell it to Melissa and Ross, or Ross Family Rentals. And Plan Commission just needs to approve 2 in addition to council.
Okay. Any question, comments about this resolution? Okay.
Oh, and the details that we're selling this for
$1.
$1, right?
Yes, this is our incentive, part of our incentive.
It's kind of an odd piece of land.
Is the sale contingent, like what contingency do we have on, I mean, this talks about it being developed into a commercial property, so do we have any recourse if for some reason that were to fall through?
I think maybe it has to do with the development. Go ahead,
Mike, can you come and explain, because you know this better?
Yes, one of the contingencies is demolition of the existing building so that we know the project is moving forward. And I think update today is July 6th. We're looking at that work is going to start. And then they're going to submit a letter of credit for the value of the parcel. We had a recent appraisal done, and it came in at 85.4. So they're going to submit that letter of credit that will be on file and available through the duration of the pay-as-you-go developer bond that we're issuing for demolition costs. And the demolition costs are $56,450 for it. So those are kind of the two recourse areas that we have.
Is that building, but that building's not on the outlot, that's on the other property, right?
No, yeah, that's why they can go ahead and demolish that building first, and then they'll create the CSM to be able to move forward with the project. But for us participating with those two things, as Melissa indicated, first they were looking at just reskinning the existing building, and then we approached them about trying, looking at the mixed-use opportunity. And they made really good faith effort to try and do that, and the numbers just didn't work in the economies of scale with the lot constraints, there.
Sure.
But by us selling them the remnant piece, it allows them to get us that urban form with the building up to the street to anchor that corner, which we very much appreciate.
And this is District 10, and it's a very successful district, so we don't have any concern financially.
Great. Yeah. Okay. I'll move approval of resolution R-117-26.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor of resolution R-117-26, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carried. Okay. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Yes, we'll need it.
Okay, so we don't have any more public hearings. So we are moving to the item 5L, is an ADR from the YMCA. Request by Sadat Khan, agent from the YMCA of Dane County, to obtain architectural design review approval for a new community and fitness center on property associated with 6033 Spokey Drive. Okay, so do we have anyone?
No one has signed up.
No? Do you want to speak or you want to ask, answer question?
Either or both.
Okay. Yeah, you can come. Yeah. And I will need that you to fill up after that. Yeah. Okay. Introduce yourself, who you are, what you're planning to do.
Mark Bustrover, I'm the CEO for the YMCA of Dane County.
Oh, okay.
I'm Adam Bastian, design principal with Kaler Slater, the architect.
Okay.
Chase Rutler, civil engineer, Rutler Corporation.
Okay.
So I'm not familiar with your group here, so apologies for that. I'm used to having to give a presentation on the project. I know you have all seen it, so more happy to answer any questions that you might have, but I guess the general overview of the project is this is a ground-up new YMCA. This is to replace the YMCA West Branch that currently exists on the west side of Madison. So essentially a replacement of that facility. It's a little bit larger than the facility that currently exists right now. It has 2 basketball courts, it has 2 pools, it has a large fitness center within it. There also is a child care component that is unique to a lot of YMCAs, but many YMCAs do have child care associated with it. And then there is a leased space up above the child care area, which we're in discussions, or otherwise in discussions with a medical tenant for a medical clinic that would also exist on the site.
Okay, thank you. Anything else?
What's that?
Anything else that you want to add on?
No, just add that the child care will start at infant, go through 4-year-old kindergarten, and it's no secret, the medical partners access community health centers that would be located right above with primary care physicians and behavioral health, serving 5,000 patients within that space.
No, this is great, yeah. Question, comments? Oh, you want to do your report, didn't you? Sorry.
Well, I think that that the Y team has summarized much of what was in the memo. I will just say that there's some discussion with Daytime hours, so the hours of operation, Monday through Friday is 5 a.m. to 9 p.m., Saturday 6 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Sunday 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. The child care hours of operation, of course, would be Monday through Friday, 6:30 to 6 p.m., and then Access Community Health Care would be expected to be open Monday through Friday, also from 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. The Y is proposing 312 stalls. There is a very large parking area for this project. 61 spaces are expected to be used for the YMCA staff regularly, but there's also expected an allocation of 50 stalls for the Access Community Health Care partner, and applicant notes that 201 stalls would be available for members that are currently and with the East Y today. So to serve slightly more projected members at this particular YMCA. The proposed development meets the city's of Fitchburg's minimum bike parking requirements. The staff initially had several questions about the material used across the site, such as the early child care fence and the dumpster enclosure and retaining wall. Staff requested approval from the city engineer to have those utility that transformer within that 25 feet of the right of way. The applicant also provided a photometric plan at staff request. We did receive the light fixtures, the cut sheets by email. So the YMCA did reach out. YMCA representatives did reach out to the Pine Ridge neighborhood several weeks ago, and that would be the neighborhood directly to the east that's shown on the map, just to let them know what's happening. And at that time, the president informed the Y rep that the neighborhood association did not believe a neighborhood meeting was required at this point. Staff expects that work would begin in September of this year with construction planned for completion in 2028. Staff does recommend approval of the ADR with those 13 conditions. Now I'll go back.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for being here tonight. It's really exciting to have a YMCA coming to Fitchburg. It's a great site for it, and love the plans. One of my questions was around the bike parking. I know you provided a little bit more than what was required, but given the fact that this is actually on a bike path and you're a fitness center, I actually question like if you actually need more than you might expect, just because you might get more bikers than normal given just literally where you're located. Have you considered that?
We had those discussions pretty early on when we were hoping to actually connect to the bike path. So that was part of the original plan. And I think in the notes there, it mentioned that that is unfortunately not possible on a private site. It's only possible on public sites. If we can connect in the future, there is I think we had a little dashed area there for potential e-bikes and additional bike parking that would be associated with that area. So I think we absolutely have an opportunity to add additional parking in the future if we get that connection. Without that connection, it probably deters a few people from biking to this, just given the route that you have to do to get to the site. But at the same time, I think we'd be happy to look at additional parking. We do feel, though, that this seems pretty appropriate right now, especially given its location close to the entry as well.
But there will be space if at some later date you decide that you need more bike parking.
We have plenty of space close to where the potential connection would be and closer to that central area that you see where the number 2 and number 3 is on that plan, where we could absolutely fit additional parking in.
Great. And I understand that the B-cycle station was eliminated just due to cost. I work for a nonprofit as well, so I understand that. But if there were an opportunity to get that funded, either through the city or through other means, would there be openness to adding a B-cycle station in that location?
Very much so.
Okay.
Yeah, I would love to be able to see kids in the allied community get a B-cycle up at Boys and Girls Club up there and ride that down to the YMCA.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That would be wonderful.
Yeah.
I would concur on the fact that I think with the amount of traffic that I know both comes down that pathway and then the fact that you have like the road bike or the dirt bike course further back to the north of that, like I think you're going to get a decent, even, regardless of the connection, that would have been really nice. Yeah. But to come down that path and to take one block down McKee and be able to get to you guys, I think you're going to have a lot of people, I think, coming in that manner. So it's good to hear that there's a plan in the future for that, especially e-bike access or whatever, as you get more people coming from, north and south or whatever and trying to get to this location. So that's fantastic. Yeah, we're excited to have you guys. So really thrilled to see this move forward.
On McKee Road, it's going to be a sidewalk or a bike path?
McKee has a multi-use path along there.
Multi-use. Okay, Okay.
Yeah, that entire area is already really bike friendly. I mean, and so I think it's going to be such a great connection.
You can see the trail comes
there.
It goes over and then it also comes down and connects into the multi-use path.
Fantastic.
Okay. Oh, yes. Okay. I get it. Okay.
And also a general comment. So the 75 comes down this road right now, and we're looking to make the 75 all day and weekend service. I don't think there's a stop. I don't know where the closest stop is.
Yeah.
But we should take a look at that. This is more to us. Because like when this does come in 2028, it might be appropriate to add a stop, given how much interest I think there will be in this site in particular. So.
Yeah. You're speaking my language.
Does it turn down smoke there, or just stays on McKee?
It stays on McKee the whole time, but I don't think 75 is a like a high speed route, so there are fewer stops.
Okay.
But I don't remember where it stops. So anyway, we'll have to take a look at that.
I think there's enough pull there too, because if you stop there or move the stop that was across from the like Barrique's space there too, that still gets you to near that shopping center kind of thing. So yeah.
Okay. Any other question? Comments? No? So we are very excited that you choose Fitchburg.
Excited too.
Yeah, so thank you.
I'll move approval of the ADR for the YMCA with the 13 conditions outlined by staff.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor of the ADR say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. Okay, good luck. Okay.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Okay, so next we are on item 5N. Okay, It's a long agenda tonight, so. And I'm missing my Argentinian game, so we need to hurry up.
no.
So it's a certified survey map 264626 requested by Brad North to obtain a certified survey map approval to allow. Oh no!
I think
Oh,
you
olive
skipped
tree.
one.
Yeah. Sorry.
You are going fast.
But yeah, it's another ADR for olive tree residences requested by Aisha Liaquat, agent from Hoopy Holdings LLC, to obtain an architectural design review approval for a multifamily condominium development on property associated with 2735 Rimroad Road. Okay. Okay, so Diana, what is this? Or Dan, I don't know.
Chad's here and Aisha's online
Aisha,
too.
Yeah, so what we're trying to do here?
We're just seeking reapproval. Our approval's expired this year, so we're just seeking reapproval of the pre-approved plan.
Okay. Do you have any potential buyer for the site?
We have two active developers looking at the site right now and doing their own feasibility assessment right now.
Okay, thank you. Do you want to add anything else? Or?
Nothing.
No? Okay.
Thank you.
So as was noticed, this is a reapproval. There are no changes. What is proposed is the 20 market rate condominium units, of which 12 would be townhomes in 2 buildings with 8 units as single-family buildings. The community areas on the north side would have a play area and grills for residents. All the buildings would be 2-story. The site layout, parking, and landscaping has no significant changes from 2025. Staff does note that in addition to this ADR, the CSM has also expired. Both ADRs and CSMs have a 1-year window, and then would need to be reapproved. So the project going forward would need to have a reapproval of the CSM. Yeah, these are probably mostly the same. There's a lighting plan included, and staff notes that that the city can't enforce the private condominium covenants. However, those are included and clearly state that the association is required to maintain, including mow, the public terrace on Rimrock and Maloney. The condominium association would also be responsible for snow removal on the sidewalks of Rimrock and Maloney, and the applicant has informed staff that the condominium documents have been updated to reflect this. So staff does recommend approval with those 22 conditions.
Ted, do you want to speak in this item? Yeah, I will. Okay, come in. So he wishes to speak in support.
My name's Ted Keys. I live at 96 Burroughs, which is about a block away from the proposed project, about as far north in Fitchburg as you can get. So far north that sometimes when I call for services, they tell me, you don't live in Fitchburg. However, I pay taxes to Fitchburg.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Begrudgingly. And I just want to say that Chad had a meeting on May 30th. We probably had about 12 people show up out of the 35, 40 that were here 3 years ago that voiced opposition to a higher density project. And I'm sure those people would come back around again. Should this not go forward, really would like to see him to be able to do what he wants with it. That is, he's compromised to make it pleasing and acceptable to the neighbors. And I see him out there on a lawn tractor, mowing the grass, keeping it looking good, and indicates to me that he would be a good conservator, a good neighbor to have.
Okay, thank you.
You bet.
Okay.
I don't have any other
You have
comments.
any other question, comments? No? Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
No, no.
Well, I feel like mine's a really stupid question because I thought you were the developer. So we have two I was confused by Aisha's comment that you have two developers that are interested in it. I thought you were the ones developing it, and so now I feel like
No,
Can somebody explain it to me?
No, they are. They're renewing this, isn't it?
Yeah,
We
so
don't have
they've
anything on
applied for a renewal of the previously approved ADR, but the applicants have the land for sale and with the intention of selling the project in a manner that someone else could come and develop it and leave off where they did.
So transfer practically what they did to the buyer.
I think that's the general
Yeah.
intention.
Okay.
So our approval's transferable?
Yes, the approvals just run with the
Follow the
land.
land.
Now, if the next developer wanted to build 18 units instead of the 20 and the site plan changed, then they would need to come back to you all.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
All right, I'll move approval of ADR for Olive Tree Residence with the 22 conditions noted by staff.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor of the ADR say aye.
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 Any opposed, the motion carries. Okay, thank you. Bye.
Thank you very much.
Bye, Aisha.
Thank you, guys.
Next, we move to item 5N. This is this is a certified survey map, 264626, request by Brad North to obtain a certified survey map, approval to allow for a lot line adjustment of two properties associated with 6355 and 6359 Pheasant Lane in the town of Verona. Okay, well, do we have anyone to talk about that? No. So what is this?
Nope. So this is actually a proposed CSM in the town of Verona off of Pheasant Lane and Fitchrona Road. It's actually these two lots, and they're proposing to just shift the property line between the two lots. The reason for shifting them is that makes more sense the way that the houses are orientated, and and it meets all of our requirements. So.
And whether they need our permission to do this?
Yep, this is in our ETJ, our extraterritorial jurisdiction with the town of Verona. So an area defined in our comp plan, actually, any sort of CSMs or plats in that ETJ area, which is an irregular line between the two communities that in this general area of the town of Verona, we do have oversight, not in terms of zoning, but in terms of land divisions. So staff just does recommend approval of the CSM with 4 conditions.
I'll move approval of CS 264626 with the 5 conditions. Is that what he said?
Actually, we only have 4 on this one.
4 conditions.
Sorry, can I just ask, there's 2 houses built on these lots already,
There is.
and both owners are in favor of the new alignment?
Yes, they actually have to sign the CSM to make this work. Yep.
Okay. And we're moving from this straight shot to this new angular configuration.
Yep, we are.
Got it.
I think
Second.
there's some family relation here, too.
Okay.
Okay, second.
Okay, so all those in favor of the CS 264626 say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, the motion carries. Next one. Oh, I had to read it. Sorry, I am. Early issuance of permit for Jamestown Quarry Multifamily Development 2, request by Corey Frank, agent for the agent from Winger Real Estate LLC, to attempt early issuance of permit for a multifamily residential development on of Jamestown Quarry Outlot number 3. So, okay, so Corey Frank is here with us. Thank you. Welcome again.
Yeah, here to answer any questions. It should be a pretty straightforward one. Just looking for a early start for building permits per ordinance due to there being some public improvements tied to the lot. The public improvements are as basic as it gets for this project. It's basically a bike path, a construction entrance, and street trees. These items are actually part of the subdivision improvement agreement for the improvements that are currently getting finished up along McKee at the intersection. So the bike path, the entrance, and the street tree pavements are actually already complete, just waiting final completion at the intersection and city acceptance.
Okay, thank you.
And you might recall that in April, this came forward as a Planned Development District SIP and ADR to build the apartment building as kind of the twin match to what Corey has already done here. So that's what's proposed. As Corey noted, this is a pretty standard for Plan Commission now to do these early issuance of permits, and all that means is they can get started on the building construction before all of the public improvements are completed and accepted. We seem to be doing quite a few of those this year. So staff does recommend approval with the 17 conditions.
What you're gonna do with all that soil sitting there?
Yeah, it'll have to get removed, a good portion of it.
Yeah, okay.
It's going to be a ski hill in Fitchburg.
Yeah, it'll go right down McKee to the place that we told them we could put all the soil, probably.
I'll move approval of the early issuance of permits for the Jamestown Quarry multifamily development number 2 and the 17 conditions noted by staff.
Second. I did have one quick question too. When do you think you'll break ground on this?
Potentially fairly soon. The exact start date's a little bit up in the air.
And then this would be, the projected completion would be sometime in 2028 or?
It'd be phase 1, mid-late summer next year. Is
Thank
the
you.
current goal.
Did
We had a second, yeah.
A second.
So
Okay,
you're
all
still
those
going.
in favor of the early issuance of permit for the Jamestown Quarry multifamily development 2, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carried. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Corey.
I don't know why I missed that.
So next we are in item 5P, and I want to tell you that Argentina scored a goal, so we're winning. So
Is that officially logged in the record or what?
So it's a resolution R-13126 approving agreement for subdivision improvement on lot 29 in the plat of Maple Lawn Heights, City of on a Hill. Oh, this is the church. And lot 2 is CSM 555 Bowman Plaza. Okay.
So this is for Bowman Plaza, the subdivision improvement agreement. Because there's phasing in this subdivision improvement agreement, then that's why it comes to Plan Commission. So staff just recommends approval of the subdivision improvement agreement. It's pretty regular stuff. They are going to have to put in a new turn lane we'll move the turn lane on Lacey, and then there'll be some.
On Lacey?
I'm sorry, on Fish Hatchery. Okay, so yeah, on Fish Hatchery, and then some other improvements. Moving the driveway will get moved too. So, yeah.
I'll move approval of resolution R-131-26.
There's a question.
Oh, question. Sorry.
One general comment. I talked to Chad about this, our administrator, but I think we should consider whether or not this needs to come to Plan Commission. I don't feel like we have any reason to discuss this, and nor have we ever made any change aside from just approving it. I'm just curious if we could look into whether this actually needs to come. I know Board of Public Works really digs into these agreements, and that seems to be their function, and I don't understand why it comes to us. And then second, I really like that you put City on a Hill and Bowman Plaza in parentheses, and this resolution title, and I feel like that should be utilized more. Like, for example, when we approved the syncopation development, it doesn't say syncopation anywhere in the title, and that's very confusing as you're following a project. So like, if we can do that more, where it's like there's like a nickname for the project, and we put it in parentheses every single time it comes up, no matter what, that would be very helpful.
Okay. Good point.
Okay, all those in favor of...
Hold on, I don't know if we had a second.
Oh, okay.
technically.
Who second?
Second.
Okay, all those in favor of resolution R-13126, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, the motion carries. Next one is a resolution R-135-26, granting an underground electric easement on 5810 Williamsburg Way, that is in the Hugel Jamestown Park, to Madison Gas Electric.
And I can just give you a little bit of overview here. This is in Hugo Jamestown Park. I'm on the far west side of the city. There is an overhead power line that it's a little bit difficult to see on this plan, on this aerial, but it kind of runs like this and then runs up this way. MG&E reached out to city staff to go ahead, and what they plan to do is bury these lines underground instead of having them overhead. So that's not something that's going to happen immediately, but they do propose to bury a portion of those lines in the future.
Pay for that?
Nope.
No?
We don't. But we do need to grant them an underground easement
Okay.
because right now they only have an overhead easement. So we need. That's what this resolution is, granting them an underground electrical easement.
Okay, good to know.
I'll move approval of resolution R-135-26.
Second.
All those in favor of resolution R-131, say aye.
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 Any opposed, the motion carries. No, 135, sorry. Okay, the next one is another resolution. It's a R-13726. It's adopting the 2027-2036 Capital Improvement Plan, or CIP.
So this is a very
okay.
large document. Oh, okay.
So, okay. David Haight, he wished to speak in...
David Haight, 5855 Woods
Support?
Edge Road, and I am opposed to a motion to approve or whatever exactly is happening. So if you look at the function of the Plan Commission, it's the function and duty to create the master plan, which is the physical development of the Wisconsin city. And amongst that are the things that are in the comprehensive plan, which include transportation, roads, utilities, basically the capital infrastructure of the city. It's the bones of the plan. It determines what goes where. It operates as an integrated whole, and it's the basis for which you could achieve a well thought about integrated model that you could use for evaluating how planning should occur and whether approvals of certain things should occur. And so in order for you to carry out your job under the statute to create the master plan for the physical development of the city, you need to be fully integrated into the capital development, capital improvement plan, capital expenditure plan for the city from the very beginning. That's part and parcel of what this Plan Commission does with respect to the master plan. And so what my suggestion is that instead of voting to approve this, and so that would, from my perspective, a vote to approve, adopt, recommend, whatever, would be a vote not to carry out a part of your important part of your duties, which is understanding and being a part of the planning of the physical infrastructure of the city and the capital expenditures that provide for the development of that physical infrastructure, including all the TIF funding. And why is that important? Amongst other things, because you would be the only body in the city of Fitchburg that would provide an opportunity for the public, the citizenry of the city of Fitchburg, to have a view into this and an opportunity to participate in it. There's no other opportunity for that to occur. As you see, you've had no opportunity to participate in this either. So here's what I would recommend. I'd recommend that you instead vote to table this item and vote to ask the planning staff to schedule a working session of this plan commission and have the people who are knowledgeable and responsible for the the capital improvement plan put together a presentation for you to work through so that you begin to get an understanding of how the city is funded, and also you get an opportunity to look at how all the things are put together. And then you would also have the ability at that meeting to put together a set of rules of procedure, which is certainly within your purview, as to how you, on an ongoing basis, on an annual basis, want to interact with the capital improvement planning process. That's my recommendation.
Thank you.
Okay, do you want to? Yeah, I did, as noted, this is a very large and complex document. I did pull out some of the projects that I thought might be of interest to Plan Commission. First of all, and this is a very big item for all of us in this room, is the plans to remodel City Hall and the Community Center beginning next year. So those plans will be a significant change, probably to the location of our meetings in 2027, and certainly the location of staff in 2027. So there will be more information coming in the future about that, but the proposed plans would reorientate much of the first floor to create a flex space, office space, and for staff, and then that would be the police area in the first floor. Second floor and third floors would also be remodeled to allow for additional meeting rooms and future staffing growth. And then there's projects in here that are related to the developments of No Oaks and Nine Springs, the area north of Lacey between Cyene Road and Highway 14, including the realignment of Herman Road, and Golden Gate Pass. Moraine Edge Park remains in the CIP a little bit longer term, 2029 and 2034. The Cyene Interceptor is also expected to serve new development in the Greenfield neighborhood plan and to the south, so that's also included in the CIP. Irish Lane roadway improvements, there has been quite a bit of discussion with the Greenfield neighborhood plan over the last few years and what's going to happen along Irish Lane. So the CIP includes improvements of resurfacing, adding a bike lane, and then some other improvements in terms of the sanitary sewer extension and also an Irish Lane water main that would be scheduled concurrently to that Irish Lane road work. I mentioned with syncopation, the County Highway bike underpass, that's also scheduled for next year, and then Haight Farm Road reconstruction is planned for design in 2028 and then construction in 2029. So just pulled out a few of them that might have some interest to you all.
So I will explain for people that are new in the commission that this is I proposed the capital improvement plan. It was published 2 weeks ago. It's online. So it's going to be a presentation on Monday, June 22nd.
Yeah.
I'm going to present the plan to and all the head of the department are going to present the portion of the plan to the finance committee meeting. We have been working with this for the last 2 months. A lot of meetings. I met with every head of the department. They present the project, and then I had to make a decision, because as I'm going to do my presentation on Monday, but everything has been increasing in cost significantly. I had to remove almost $20 million in project because I don't think that we will be able to afford those in the future. Maybe if future council member and mayor want to add it, fine with me. But we had to make a lot of changes because of some of the cost of the project. So most of the projects that are coming forward are existing projects, I will say 98%. We are adding maybe 1 or 2 projects that the Public Works Department requested. They are more like road construction or extension of sewer, nothing fancy. But then after it's introduced to the Finance Committee, then council members, they will have almost until July 6th to propose amendment to the project, and then the council will approve the plan on July 28th. So it's going to be almost 2 months. The plan is going to be out. So if you have questions, you can review it, take a look and contact your council members, if you want some amendment, you want to remove stuff, or you can watch the meeting on Monday. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, just to give some additional context, the Finance Committee always has a special meeting with presentations, and so that's this coming Monday, June 22nd at 5:30 p.m. And it will go as long as it needs to go. It's mostly Public Works, since it's our capital plan. And then just this plan as opposed to the budget, this is a 10-year plan. So some of the things that might change through an amendment would be, for example, moving a project from 1 year to a different year, and not just changing the amount of money or removing a project or adding a project.
At all.
Yeah, I mean, you can remove or add, you can with the budget, but you can also change the date, the year of a project, which is unusual compared to the budget. And then there are 2 opportunities. Well, the public always has an opportunity to speak at any meeting about it or submit a written comment through email. But the public hearing on the CIP is going to be at the Common Council meeting on June 23rd, 2026, which is next week. And then there's going to be another public hearing on the night that the vote is, where there'll be an opportunity after the amendments are released to the public. So that would be July 28th, 2026, public hearing at Common Council. And then later that night, there is action on the amendments and the adoption of the amended CIP.
And also, I would recommend that you read the letter that I wrote before, in the plan. It's almost 3 pages long, and they explain my priorities for this CIP, and the thing that I have to remove and why, and some of the financial strategy that we apply to the plan to make it balanced. Okay, so it has been very challenging, I would say, but we made it.
So with that timeline that Gabrielle just laid out, would it make more sense to do this in next month's meeting, since your final approval is still after that Plan Commission meeting?
Yeah. I don't know why.
Is there any? Because I mean, if there's going to be that much of an iteration process, I'd feel better about voting on this next month if there isn't anything that we need to have it done so that council can do X, Y, Z.
I think what I think, because I always say why this plan had to come to Plan Commission.
Oh yeah, well that.
You know what I mean? And I think this is more like a symbolic approval. You know what I mean? Public Works approved it yesterday. And this, I understand your position, because they say we haven't had the discussion and we haven't seen the amendment.
Huh?
We're not part of that process. Yeah, I know.
Part of the reason, I think part of the reason to refer it out this month to the commissions is so that there's time before the amendment process to provide feedback. So if anyone in the commissions wanted to take a look, a deep dive in the document, watch the presentations, submit it, that feedback has to come before the amendment process for the alders. And so if we waited until the July meeting, there wouldn't be an opportunity for amendments if a commission member came up with something. So I think that's why we refer it out in June.
Because if you do go through this process and their amendment that says, we're going to strip one of these major things that are really impactful to us, what does this resolution mean then today, if we vote on it today, and then throughout the process it changes?
I will tell you that, honestly, everything that she mentioned there, no one is going to change that. You know what I mean? But
sure.
But it sounds like this is largely, we both have to do it to allow it to go to the other commissions, and yet, if those changes were to happen within the next month, we're not going to be able to take any recourse.
Well, it's informational in nature. Like it's meant to like make all the committees aware of the process so that there's an opportunity for feedback. But I would also say that on this item, obviously the Plan Commission has a lot more power than other commissions where there are things that we have to approve and agree with the council. But for this item in particular, all of the committees are advisory to the council. Like if every committee voted no and then the council passed it, that wouldn't stop the plan from moving forward. Which is why I think that timing it's more about awareness and an opportunity for the commission members being engaged citizens and commission members having an opportunity to weigh in before, with enough time for there to be an amendment if needed.
But we can bring this, it's up to you. I understand that, to be honest. I don't know why we bring this forward here, but if you want to, it's more like a symbolic,
And it is also our opportunity to have our participation that some people think that we do not have and that we do not participate in this and this is. And at the level at which I care about this, because this is not my full-time job, and I appreciate staff pulling these things out because this is the level of participation that I would expect this body to have. So I appreciate it. So I'll move to approve Resolution R-137-26.
Second.
Okay, any other question, comments? All those in favor of resolution R-137-26 say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carried.
Immense thanks to city staff for all the work that's going into this too.
Yes, it's a lot of people working on this. So then we move to item S, is resolution R-138-26, approving a contract with, how do you pronounce that?
Hoseel Levine. But I think we'll just say HL.
HL? Hoseel
shorten it.
Levine. It's kind of like
Hoseel Levine.
like kind of
Yep.
French.
So,
to update the comprehensive plan and zoning code.
Yeah, so this is the contract for the zoning code and.
He wants to speak, sorry, David. You want to speak in support or in opposition?
In opposition.
Okay. Here it is.
Again, David Haight, 5855 Woods Edge Road. So I have great respect for the members of the commission, and I know that you take a lot of time and that you're very conscientious in your duties. And so I want to kind of go over one of the issues that I have found to be deeply troubling over time. So it says right here that it shall be the function and duty of the City Plan Commission to make and adopt the master plan for the physical development of Wisconsin City. It says that you may, from time to time, amend, extend, or add to the city master plan or carry any part of the subject matter into greater detail, and you can adopt rules for the transaction of business. And it also goes on to say that in general, the City Plan Commission shall have such powers as necessary to enable City Plan Commission to perform the functions of the City Plan Commission and promote municipal planning. That's your authority and duty given to you by the Wisconsin legislature, which is the supreme legislative body in the state of Wisconsin. Now, I do note that on the amendments to the comprehensive plan, there is a statement that says, in the comprehensive plan, it states that only the mayor or 3 council members may propose an amendment to the comprehensive plan. So there's 2 problems with that. It's in direct contravention to what I just read to you about your duty. And the second is that there's provisions in the statute itself for the comprehensive plan that says it's a guidance document. Guidance document has no force of law. So the question is, under what circumstances can you step aside and observe from performing your statutory duties? What information do you have to have in order for you to not propose and have sessions, working sessions with regard to producing amendments to the comprehensive plan? You have to have some legal opinion that says that statement on the front of the amendments to the comprehensive plan has the force of law. If not, you must execute under your oath of office your statutory duty. That means that you must have, at the very least, a written opinion from the city attorney for you to not perform your duty. And this contract is yet another case of you being prevented or allowing you to be prevented from performing your statutory duty. I suggest, you each have an individual power, but I suggest that there's a motion that a legal opinion be requested of the city attorney as to the legality of the statements that you cannot take any part in proposing amendments to the comprehensive plan. That's my suggestion.
Thank you. Okay, what is this, Deanna?
So earlier in the year, staff went out with an RFP for doing the rewrite of the comprehensive plan and the zoning code. Staff received 10 proposals for the comp plan and 8 proposals for the zoning code. And a work team came together that included Assistant City Administrator Adam, the Housing Coordinator, Mike Z from Economic Development, the planning team, a couple other people to review those proposals. And we narrowed it down to our top proposal, which was from House Seal Levine, and they agreed to both do the comp plan and the zoning code for us. And so we have spent a little bit extra time than what we had expected to work through this contract. There's a couple of changes from what we had originally planned in that RFP, but good changes. One of those changes is including the rewrite of the subdivision ordinance, which actually staff is really excited about that opportunity to add that in as a rewrite of the subdivision ordinance with the zoning ordinance. That really kind of rounds out the full package. It's going to take quite a bit of involvement with our public works team, but in long term, it's a really, really positive move. And then also, we were able to work with the consultant team to add in some funds to allow professional outside attorney, outside legal assistance to review the zoning ordinance in addition to our city attorney. So working through those changes, staying within budget, took us a little bit extra time, but we believe we have a very, very good contract ready to go, ready to hit the ground running. The first part of the process will be the comprehensive plan that will kick that off. The next thing that will probably come to you would be the community engagement plan. State law requires the community engagement plan be approved by Plan Commission and also council. So the planning staff and the consultant team will hit the ground running. And so this is going to be really important for Plan Commission and really everyone to start providing some feedback and thoughts about that community engagement plan. We will also, once that's adopted, we'll have a community visioning step. That intention is to help us understand what the vision is for this community. How do we envision our future growth and development? We will do some scenario modeling, some growth frameworks where we will look at where growth would happen, what types of growth, and then also we're going to relook at those FUDAs, the future urban development areas. The next step on the comp plan would be developing our goals and strategies and policies, and then we'll move into the draft plan. I can't believe I said all that within a couple minutes because that's a lot of work. but there will be multiple opportunities for the public to be involved. There will be multiple opportunities for Plan Commission to be involved. And staff will be bringing, outside of those regular scheduled interactions with Plan Commission, staff will be bringing you regular updates at every meeting. And then the zoning code rewrite with the subdivision rewrite would kind of start probably at the tail end of the comprehensive plan process to just be as efficient with time. That will include also some additional community and stakeholder engagement. There is some advantages of doing those two processes back to back, that we can do some overlap in the community engagement pieces. We can have some synergies there. We'll look at, they'll do an analysis of our existing zoning ordinance and our smart code ordinance. I just want to point out here that staff has every expectation to get us to one zoning ordinance. So quite honestly, it's just not feasible for a city this size and a staff this size to be maintaining two zoning ordinances. So we would be working towards taking the best from both. I think we'll move more towards a form-based code that smart code is. I think that's kind of what's the general standard now in most communities. So we'll take what works in both, but end up with one zoning ordinance at the end of the day. So we will also be looking, there's a couple of things I want to just talk to you too briefly about. We're also going to be looking at architectural design standards. Right now, we don't have anything that's really firm. We'll be looking at some landscape design standards, some building design standards, and we'll be working with you all too about which applications could be handled administratively and which applications need to still come to Plan Commission. Okay. So I think that's about all. I can take any questions.
Yeah, I have a question. What is the time frame for this? You
I know
that.
you're going to say.
You know,
I know that.
if you're
We
gonna
were
propose
talking this, but
Give me time.
yes. So in the RFP, the intention is, and how we kind of thought about this was 18 months for the comp plan and then 18 months for the zoning code.
Really?
Oh my gosh. I know.
18 months
I
from
know.
the zoning after that. So it's going to be...
There'll be some overlap, but this
Okay.
is a very extensive process. As
Okay. So 18 months for it. Okay.
That's kind of our goal. It's complicated, but
My other question is, you remember that I asked you way back, if you're planning to form like an advisory committee for the
We
comp
are.
plan? Okay.
yes.
Okay, so and how you're gonna who is gonna select the people in that commission?
I don't know.
Okay. Keep me informed.
I don't know. We're going to have to talk a little bit more about that.
Okay, no, it makes, yeah.
Yeah, we need to work through that. And I honestly think that there's probably going to be two different groups for the comp plan
And one for
versus
the
the zoning
zoning,
code
okay.
and
Okay.
the subdivision. The HL, the consultants, they kind of suggested that Plan Commission might be the kind of steering committee for the zoning code. I'm a
The
little bit
zoning?
on the fence on
The
that.
zoning?
Yeah.
The zoning?
Okay.
Okay, I don't know. Maybe. Why
I'm
not?
I was leaning towards getting a separate group put together, but I'm just kind of throwing that out. We don't have to have that's nothing that goes in a contract, right? We can work through that discussion.
Well, but we're supposed to be the expert group, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess so.
So I have another question because
Sure.
this company, this consulting firm is not from here, okay?
Yep, they're out of
So,
Chicago.
I was in Chicago. This is the other thing that I, because I prefer to invest in Wisconsin company. I want to put it there.
Yep.
So how they're going to do this remotely? They're going to come to here to do the field work?
Oh, yes, they will.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, they will. Probably many of the staff meetings will be via Zoom, but they will be here. They are required, per our contract before you, they will be here for public meetings.
Are they planning to come and tour the city?
Oh,
because they
yes.
need to come and say who we are, tour the city, you know what I mean? Are they
Oh, of
planning to
course.
meet with the elected official?
They are, that
Okay.
we'll work through who they're meeting with and who the focus groups will be, but yeah, they will be here.
And the project manager does reside in Wisconsin, and they have a studio office in Milwaukee.
Okay.
So
No, because, I know that sometimes, in my other job, we do work too, like audit and all that. And my question is going to be a remote work, or they are going to come here to do like a field work?
They will be here.
Yeah, okay.
So picking up on kind of Julia's point, do they have much Wisconsin experience? Every state has different laws that control.
You go ahead.
They, the first time I encountered HL was at the Wisconsin State Planning Conference. Last year they won the best comprehensive plan in the state.
Hold on, there's a competition for these things?
There are. They're riveting.
And you go to it.
These conferences are riveting. I believe it was.
It's in the proposal. Did you include
It's in the
proposal?
Yeah,
Yes. I don't want to.
If you look at the proposal, there is a list with all the municipalities that they have been working.
Yeah, I just scanned it now, and there are, I think, 3 in Wisconsin or so, and mostly
I believe
other
it was
places.
Wauwatosa.
Yeah, Green
was
Bay,
25,
Oak Creek,
and Green
maybe.
Bay was the prior year.
Yeah.
Oh,
I can talk
okay.
to the mayor of Green Bay.
But obviously, I don't know how they stacked up to the other ones. Obviously, I didn't read the proposals, but you feel they have a good feel for what this state and this region
Brad
is going
Sipple,
through.
who's the project manager. He
There is.
ultimately, we fielded, what did you say, 10 comprehensive plan proposals and several from Wisconsin. And he felt that they have good experience working with a whole range of communities, including communities that have agricultural component.
Oak Creek.
Yeah, I think we were very attracted
Wauwatosa.
about their experience with the egg, for the egg side of things too. And we leaned towards having one firm do both the zoning code and the comprehensive plan just for consistency through the process. And HL ranked high across the board with the review team. And we're excited about having a firm that has some wider experience and some different perspective of different communities too. I think there's some value of having a different set of eyes, so to speak, on us. And we were very interested, just the fact of, at least I was, having a firm that had at least some experience with working with the form-based code and smart code that could help us move to bring those 2 different zoning ordinances together. So.
Okay.
I think it's interesting that they have experience outside of Wisconsin too. Like, I'm glad that they have good experience in Wisconsin, but I think bringing in that experience from other places might actually spark some things that would be good to come to Wisconsin. I guess I don't know how different codes are across different states, but I would imagine there are significant differences.
And the funding for this is coming for TID closure? Or is ARPA fund?
I think it's TID closure.
TID closure, okay.
Because the ARPA funds should probably have been spent now.
Yeah, but we already allocated this
That's true.
expensive way back,
Yeah.
2-3 years ago.
What does the award look like for best plan?
Huh?
Feel free to go on the APA, American Planning Association's Wisconsin chapter website to look at the TOSA Tomorrow comprehensive plan. It's both very visually appealing and the subject matter is very good.
I meant the trophy, honestly.
Oh, the trophy is
like a championship belt or like a...
They need to improve the trophy. It's just a plaque.
Oh.
Maybe when Fitchburg wins
Poor
it,
planning.
they can have a trophy.
I'll move approval of resolution R-138-26.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor of resolution R-138, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? The motion carries. Next one is another resolution R-14126, granting an underground electric easement on Lot 20 in second addition to Fitchburg Research Park for the police services facility.
So, this is moving quickly because we don't want to slow up construction, but MG&E needs an underground easement to bring adequate electricity to the new police services building. So
I'll move approval of resolution R14126.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor of resolution R14126, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, the motion carries. The next one is item U, the last one, is the Plan Commission election. Election for Plan Commission Vice Chair as well as Plan Commission representatives to the Agriculture and Rural Affairs Committee and Transportation and Transit Commission. Okay, so how do we proceed, Diana?
could we have a nomination for vice chair?
Chair.
Second.
Okay, any other nomination? I need to ask that question. No? Okay, all those in favor of approving Steve Heller for vice chair, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. Congratulations, Stephen. Okay, and next we have, we need to look for, elect a rep for the Ag and Rural Affair. So I'm going to nominate Shelley.
Second.
I'm honored, especially since I think I'm the only one that's qualified by law to do it.
By law.
So you are the chosen one.
I live in the boonies and I get to be on the committee.
Okay. You don't need to mention, to say that we chose you. You know,
Yes.
you know. Okay, all those in favor to select Shelley for the Ag and Rural Affairs Committee, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Congratulations. And then we need one more for the TTC. That one are fun.
I'll nominate Gabriela Gebhardt.
Second.
Oh, we can say Carol.
You don't want me on that one.
I got it. It's okay. I like TTC.
It was okay. All those in favor to nominate Gabriela Gerhardt for to be our representative to the Transportation and Transit Commission, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carried. Congratulations and thank you for your service, because it's another meeting that you need to attend. Okay, so next we move to item 6 is report from department. Any other thing, Diana and your team, Dan, that you want to add?
Not this evening, thank you.
Okay. Anything from the Ag and Rural Affairs Committee?
There's no meeting this month.
Okay, and TTC?
No report.
Okay, any other announcement? Here none. Yeah, I have an announcement. I started with my listening session again. So we start with District 4. Everyone is invited June 29 from 6 to 8. It's going to be an update. And then the two others of the district are going to be there is on the fire station number 1, Monday, June 29. Everyone is invited. You don't need to be part of the committee, the district. Okay, I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor of adjourning the meeting, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We are adjourned at 9:14. Thank you.
That's not bad.